The king of dope said I was too stoned.
Do you think you've lost that at some point, that focus of about, it's all about the songs, as you mentioned? Did you maybe got lost yourself sometimes in the circus around that basic element?
I disappeared in the 80s. Yeah, I did a record with Sabbath, and I said before, I don't remember the 1980s. So for me, I'm sort of, with Black Country Communion, it's weird. And this is what people tell me. It's like when they hear our band, they think of the summer of '74. Or if you can remember that, you probably don't. But a lot of people think, and a lot of people your age and young fans want to know what it was like in 1974. And like I say, the Pink Floyd aren't doing it right now, like Roger Waters, What I'm saying is that there's not really many bands that are... We didn't start out to sound like 1974, but the press are calling us the best 70s bands around, so... And we have a marketplace. We have a market for rock fans that love that kind of hard rock,
But I think, are you the only one in the band that actually experienced '74, or are the other members also?
No, Jason.
Were kids maybe?
Jason was 8 or 7. He remembers it. I've known Jason since he was 1 years old. Joe doesn't remember it. Derek, I think I'm the only one that has experienced the grandiosity of the private jets and the hundreds of thousands of people, but our band really is about live music. There are great live bands, I'm talking from my generation, like the Allman Brothers and later on the Black Crowes. I'm talking about bands that could really jam and have great musicians, and Zeppelin, of course, and Purple. Our band is a band of 4 great musicians.
How often do you jam? I mean, you're all, of course, you have busy schedules and you have other projects maybe aside of this one. How often do you get together and have the chance to just, maybe without pretension and expectations, jam? Is that something that is...
Well, Joe and I play quite a lot. When Joe isn't on the road, Joe's either at my house or I'm at his studio or he's at my studio. Joe and I do actually get to play a lot together. Do I jam with other people? I just jammed last week in LA with Chad Smith and his band. I don't. I tend to isolate in my studio and just work on new songs. I've never been really one to go to clubs and do the jazz jamming thing. Man, it's hip. But I never really did that. One time I tried to get to jam with Jerry Garcia in the Grateful Dead in New York, but he thought I was too stoned.
Okay, and you weren't maybe at the moment. Or
well, I was with David Bowie, and we were in this club called the Bottom Line in New York, and I was pretty stoned, and I asked Jerry Garcia if I could jam with him, and the king of dope said I was too stoned. So. Okay.
I don't want to compare all the time, but you had now 6 months off for this record. Yeah. How did it feel? I mean, can you remember the first day of the 6 months period? Was it you already started? You just, what is the environment you put yourself in to get the juices flowing for this?
Well, like I said, from last May up into December, I was writing the songs. Now, and when I got together with Joe in December, Joe hadn't heard any of these songs. What I'd been doing with Kevin last year was I'd be writing 2 songs a month or whatever. I'd write them, then I'd go to Kevin's studio in Malibu and I'd say, what do you think of this and this? And do you think I should add this or take this away? And I'd run the ideas through Kevin. So the band really hadn't heard the songs until December. And then when I brought them to the studio to make the album, I let the band kick the songs around to make it more of a band sound. Let's just be clear, because I write the songs, I don't write them for myself. I write them for Black Country Communion, and I in the real world, I would like it if we all were in a room together for 6 months and wrote an album like Purple or Zeppelin did, But because Joe's schedule is insane, we haven't been able to do that. So Joe came to me and asked me if I would be the one to bring the song. So
Is that a good thing or a bad thing, you say now in this case?
well, it's a good thing at the moment. It's really great that people talk about my voice. It's great that I've been known as a rock singer for a long time. But what I'm really, really focusing in now is my songs. The songs are so important to me. You can be a great singer and a guitar player, but if you don't have a great vehicle, a great song, then it really doesn't really mean much.